Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. About a month ago I asked people if they wanted me to host a game jam, and quite a lot of people actually wanted me to do it, so I did. So I gave all the people 2 weeks to create a game, and this is a list of the people that actually finished their games. And I'll be putting all the games on a tier list, and I'll be rating all the games as we go. I just want to say a quick thank you to all the people that actually took time out of their days to create a game just for my silly little video. So thank you so much to all those people, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that the winner will actually get a prize. It's nothing big, but it'll be something at least. But yeah, enjoy the video. Okay, I think most of you know what this game is about just from the title, so I don't really have to explain anything, but I'll still explain it for the people in the back that haven't been online for like the past 3 years. So this game is actually based on another game called Among Us, and it's sort of like the game Clue if you hadn't played that. But in the original Among Us game, there are two roles. One that is imposter and one that is crewmate. If you're a crewmate, you have to do a bunch of tasks to basically fix the ship. If you're imposter, your task is basically convince everyone that you're not the imposter and kill everyone. And to be honest, this actually goes pretty well in a FNAF-based game. I really like the idea that you're playing as the crewmate looking on the cameras and you have to shut the door if the imposter comes near you. I actually really like that idea. There are also a few downsides, and that's that there's only one door that you can close. And yes, there also is a shock feature when you look behind you, but I think there's only like 2 characters that you need to use that on. And some of the characters' AI is just sort of repetitive, but I get why that is because I only gave them like 2 weeks. But even though I only gave them 2 weeks, this game is actually not half bad. I didn't run into any game-breaking bugs. The art style is not that bad, to be honest. And there's also a shop feature, and I'm pretty sure this is the only game that actually has this, which I think is actually pretty cool. And I actually really do like the shop feature. Like, there are action figures and plushies and like coffee mugs and stuff that reference the original game, which I think is extremely cool. But anyways, let's go to the tier list and let's see what rating this game gets. Me personally, I really did enjoy playing this game, but like I said, there are a few flaws, like the mechanics being kind of repetitive, and the art is not the best, but it's still pretty good. So for that, I'm gonna give this game a B rating. I really do enjoy this game. Like, the art style is so cool in my opinion, and the animations are very clean. I actually played that game sometimes in my free time when I was just bored, but overall this game is extremely good. The thing I mostly like about this game are the mechanics. They are not really stolen from any game I've really seen before. There's no camera system, there's only a map which shows where the characters are. Instead of a door, there's a banana peel for one of the characters. For one of the other characters, you have to boot their nose for them to leave. And for the last character, you have to play a sound on the tracker to make them go back. But the coolest mechanic in this game so far is that there's a task you need to do, and that's you have to fill up a gas tank. But if the clock strikes 6 AM and the gas tank is not full, you just die. Which I've never seen that mechanic in any FNAF fan game I've ever played. And I actually think that is pretty cool. There are still some downsides, like this game is only 1 night, but I understand that that might be because they only had 2 weeks to make the game. And if they had more time, they probably would have made more nights. But I also think one of the best things about this game is the art style. It's very cartoony and fun, and all the animations function perfectly. But also, this game can be quite funny at some points. I also like that he added a few plushies on the ground. If you don't know who they are people on my Discord server. And yeah, to be honest, I think this game is extremely good. I have nothing more to say, so let's go see what rating this game gets. Now, this game is extremely good. But like I mentioned before, there are still some downsides, like only 1 night and other stuff like that. So because of those things, I am going to give it an A rating. Alright, this game is actually pretty enjoyable at some points. It's not that bad, but there are obviously a few downsides. And that is mostly the art, I would say. It's not that good. And also some of the texts get cut off just randomly. But I mean, the texting is not really the creator's fault. And also, just to let y'all know, when the 2 weeks were over, that's when he asked me if he could join the game jam and make a game. So I think this game was actually made in 4 days and not 2 weeks. So there's gonna be a lack in quality in this game. But there are some upsides, which are that the mechanics the game functions. I didn't run into any game-breaking bugs at all, and there were also some funny parts in this game. So this game isn't half bad. It's mostly just the art and Turbo Warp being weird and cutting off some of the text at random points. To be honest, I think this game is actually a pretty fun experience if you really get into it. And there's nothing really interesting with this game. There isn't really an explanation on why you're even there. No phone call. And there's actually a pretty big lack of instructions in this game. But I got through the game because I was in a call with the creator when I was playing it. So that's probably the main reason why I beat this game. I did not beat the max mode because it was a little bit too hard for me. But I think I could actually beat it. But there was just one major problem, and that was that there were 2 characters that had the exact same speed of movement, which made them show up at the door at the same time, and you could only play one sound. But otherwise, I think this game is actually a pretty fun experience. So, yeah, let's go and see what rating this game gets. Like I said, this game is not half bad, but there's still some upsides and some downsides. But I actually really did enjoy playing this game. This is really fun. So for that, I'm going to give this game a B rating. This game is actually not bad, but the thing is, this game is a demo, so there's probably going to be a full release, I'm pretty sure. This game isn't that bad, not that many bugs in it I've seen. Everything functions perfectly, to be honest. The only few problems I really have are the characters. They really are just the base Scratch characters, but he changed them like a little bit. But otherwise, the game functions perfectly. And there also is sort of a story, which I really do like. There's also another feature I really do like. There's one feature I really do like, and that's that you don't know which side they're going to show up at. But the only real downside to that is that you could already see all the sides from just staying in the office. So it's not that big of a surprise from which door they show up at. But otherwise, the game functions well, the mechanics are pretty good, and the art is decent, except for the thing that they're just using the base Scratch characters. What I'm hoping for, though, is if the creator actually decides to come out with a full version of this game, then I'm hoping he will make new characters for them, except for just using the base Scratch ones. But yeah, I didn't really have that much to say about this game. It's decent, it's not that bad, but just maybe change up the art a bit. But yeah, let's go see what rating this game gets. This game is a bit more interesting than the others. It has more of a story to it, which I really like about that game. Mechanics function perfectly, and overall it's a pretty solid game. So I think this game deserves a A rating. This game is very unique in my opinion. There's a very cool art style, and there's some things that have never been used in other FNAF fan games before, which I find very interesting. There's still some things that I quite dislike about this game, and one of them is mostly that there were quite a lot of bugs when I played it. It also takes quite a long time to switch between the items in your hand. But overall, I think this game is very, very cool. I really enjoyed playing it, and I find it very, very unique. I do like how the creator went away from the scary animatronic aspect, and instead turned more into the direction of scary animals. In my opinion, I think that the scary animatronic aspect of every FNAF fan game has been very overused, and I don't find it really interesting anymore about scary animatronics. So I do like how he changed to animals instead. But otherwise, I think this game is a very good one, even though there were quite a lot of bugs and some game breaking. But yeah, let's go to the board and see what rating this game gets. Now, like I said, this game had quite a lot of bugs and some glitches that I just couldn't bypass, but I did like the art and I did like the unique style that the game has. So I think this game deserves a C rating. Chocolate milk. Alright, this game, not the best of the bunch, but I'll give the creator some credit. It was made in only one day, which I find kind of odd considering I gave them 2 weeks, but anyway. The phone call in the game is very quick and doesn't really explain what to do very well. The art in this game is pretty decent in my opinion. It's not bad, it's not the best. Some of the angles are kind of weird in my opinion. The animatronics look kind of funky though. The AI works, but I ran into a few bugs while playing. Not a lot, but like a few. There are 3 knights in the game, which I find kind of cool, but most of the knights are literally just handled the same way, which is really just shock both doors and flash the light. There is a little bit type character, but it's also just kind of easy to take care of them. But otherwise, my first opinion on the game was it's not the best of all of them. It has some charm to it at least, and also it was only made in one day, so that also takes some points away. But anyways, let's go to the tier list and see what rating this game gets. Now, like I said, I didn't really enjoy playing this game because it just wasn't that unique in my opinion. And I didn't really enjoy a lot of stuff about the game. But it was still a pretty cool game. It was made in one day, so it was made in a very short time period. And because of that, I think this game deserves a D rating. Okay, I really enjoyed playing this game, even though it's only one night, but that does not take away the fact that this game is so well made. Most of the assets were made by the creator. The creator used different fonts than the Scratch ones, which I really do like. He did take some assets from the main FNAF games, but that doesn't really take away the fact about how good this game actually is. The mechanics are pretty basic, but they work perfectly. The characters are mostly used with PNGs, but I understand that he probably didn't want to make a completely new character with Markiplier on it, so he just used PNGs, which I understand. This game is very short and there's not a lot of stuff in it, but it is still so fun to play, which I think is the most amazing part about this game, is that there's so little stuff in the game, but it's still so fun. And I recommend to anyone who is just bored and wants to play a FNAF fan game, play this game. It is so fun. It took me a few tries to beat it. The difficulty level isn't that hard. I did struggle a little bit with it, and that was probably because I didn't really understand how the mechanics really worked. But otherwise, I really, really, really enjoy this game. The game is very funny at some points, like with the jump scare. It is just the Markiplier running gif. And I like that he used Chica as like a Golden Freddy type of mechanic. But yeah, I have nothing more to say about this game, so let's see what rating it gets. Now, like I said, in my personal opinion, I really did enjoy this game. I thought it was quite funny at some parts, and I just overall enjoyed playing it a lot. I thought the animations were very clean, the characters worked perfectly, no bugs or anything. So in my personal opinion, I think this game deserves an S rating. Now you might all be wondering, who actually won the game jam? Well, now I'm going to be rating the games on enjoyability and how fun it was to play, except for going into detail on the art, the animations, and all that. So let's just start with the number 7 spot, and that is Factory Flight. I did not really enjoy playing the game. I'm sorry to the creator, it was just not really enjoyable, but you still did a good job. Now the number 6 spot, which is the second least enjoyable game, is Five Nights at Angry's. The game I think was made in a few days. It wasn't actually made in the 2 weeks. It was still somewhat enjoyable, and I saw a lot of the creation of the game. It could be kind of funny at some points, so that's why I think it deserves the number 6 spot. Now the number 5 spot is about the medium range. And that game is Alternate. It was very enjoyable, but it was quite easy to get rid of all of the characters. And yes, I think it was the only one with a story, and I did really enjoy that, but it didn't really make sense to me. But it was still a very enjoyable game. Now the number 4 spot goes to Three Nights at a Farm. I really did enjoy the game. It did have a lot of bugs though, but the art style was very good, and I quite enjoyed just admiring the art. So yeah, it was a very good game. Now the number 3 spot goes to Five Nights Among Us. The art style wasn't that good. I really did enjoy the game. It had a lot of references to me and just other stuff from the original game. It had an entire store. So yeah, that was very cool. And that's why I think that game deserves the number 3 spot. Now the second and first spots are One Night at Markiplier's, and Teddy Plus. Those games are absolutely amazing, and I really, really enjoy playing them. The animations were cool, and they're all both very funny, but I think Teddy Plus barely scrapes by on the more enjoyable part of the game. So yeah, those were all the games. Thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you so much to the people that joined the game jam and created a game. There were a few people that didn't make a game and just were there to just watch over what people were making, which that was fine too. Thank you all for joining though. And yeah, I really did enjoy doing this game jam, even though the video took me a long time to edit. Still very fun. And yeah, congratulations to the first and second winners. You will be getting a special role on my Discord server. If you guys want to join, the link will be down in the description. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.